everyone, my name is Sai, and this is my 1 week journey on the artist's way. And this is Muffin. Muffin is not doing the artist's way, she's just being a cutie patootie. Hi, everyone, my name is Sai, and this is my 1 week journey on the artist's way. So, if you didn't know, The Artist's Way is a book written by Julia Cameron, and it's basically a 12-week program. So, how this book works is you read it week by week, and at the end of the week, you get a bunch of tasks and essay prompts, and you're supposed to write it all out by hand. So, if you are thinking about picking this book up, I just want you to know right now that your hand will be cramping so badly because there is so much writing for you to do, but so far, I think it's totally worth it. So, one of the first most important things that you are given as a task is called morning pages. If you've heard anything about this book at all, I'm sure you've heard people either loving or hating the morning pages. So, for myself, it's been 7 whole days. I've managed to do it every day. There was one day where I fell asleep after a page and a half, but I still count that because I did still technically try. I just fell asleep. So after that, I knew I had to get up out of bed and write it sitting on the floor so that I wouldn't fall asleep. Um, so the morning pages are basically a brain dump. You write down 3 pages of everything and anything that comes into your mind. These pages are meant for you and you only, but she says not to read them back. Honestly, I haven't read a single one of them back. To be completely honest, I don't think I could read them back even if I wanted to because my handwriting is so bad. Um, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm just like eyes closed, writing what I can. Day one, majority of my pages were filled with me saying, ow, my hand hurts, this sucks, I hate this, why am I doing this, I don't want to do this. That was 99% of my train of thought. But one thing that I started doing in the middle of the week is I started meditating right after I finished my journaling, my morning pages. By day 4, I think it was day 4, I found that when I started meditating, I was able to click right into my meditation right away. Mostly because my brain felt very empty and ready to just be open to the meditation, which if you meditate, it takes you a little bit to kind of get into that. It takes like 10-15 minutes before I can jump into it, before I'm like ready and focused enough. But because I did the morning pages and kind of emptied out my brain, it was like I dumped everything out and then I started fresh. I was able to meditate way nicer. And that day, starting from that day, I've had nothing but good days. I will say there's definitely been a lot of stuff going on in my life, but the morning pages are something that I welcome and look forward to every single day. I will say I am very sleepy in the morning, but the pages are totally, totally worth it. And I'm slowly starting to understand why they are so important to you as a creative. So she gives a lot of prompts, and I'm going to talk about the ones that I think are the most important. So one of the prompts is affirmation work. And essentially, she wants you to learn how to negate your negative core beliefs with positive affirmations. So, I have this book that I have been writing in. And one of the things that I learned is that I have a lot to be grateful for, and there's a lot that I was worried about that I didn't even realize I was worried about. So I'm going to read you some of the prompts that I wrote down. So the exercise, how I took it, is that you write something negative down and then you counter it with whatever your brain makes common sense to. So one of my biggest, most scariest thoughts that come to my head is I'm worried I'm too old. Seriously, I'm worried I'm too old. P.S. I'm 31. Um, so to that, I countered, and my brain said, you are never too old to start over or a new journey. This fear comes from anxiety instilled by your mother's habits as a child. You saw how she was always rushing and it gave you a sense of life is running out. This is not true. Time is an illusion and only moves as fast as we want it to. Humans typically live 80 to 90 years and you're only 31. That's still 50 plus years to achieve your goals. 5 freaking decades. If you work hard and trust God and the universe, your goals and dreams of being a dancer and an artist will come true. Don't worry about time. You have plenty. When I tell you that I wrote this, so I was actually at work when I was doing this prompt. I was on my lunch break. I was sitting in my car and I was writing. When I tell you that I cried my goddamn eyes out, my makeup was all smudged when I got back to work. They were like, what the hell is wrong with you? But yeah, very powerful. I never realized that there was another part of me that negated it so fast, so easily, because I never paid attention to that part of it. I've only ever focused on the, oh, you're too old. Oh, you're running out of time. Oh, people judge you. So another one I wrote down is, so for context, the creative that I'm trying to unlock is dancing. I've wanted to be a dancer since I was a small child, but I've never tried because I've always been discouraged, I guess, because it was never practical. It wasn't really a practical career choice. Especially growing up in the home of 2 immigrant parents, they wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, something in finance, something in banking, anything but someone who sings and dances for a living. So I totally understand that they come from a place of protection and they come from a place where that's all they've ever known. So I totally get it. But I feel like now I'm at a point in my life where I want to do something that I'm going to be fulfilled and I'm going to be happy. So the second one I wrote down that I'm going to share with you is that I wrote down, my body is not fame worthy. Then immediately my brain countered and said, you have an amazing figure, the kind people pay for. No one is perfect. Besides, the more you dance, the more in shape you'll be and the nicer you'll look. You have the tattoos, the butt, the face. You are beautiful beyond belief. God created you with such beauty, and your brain is just being mean. But just think how everyone else looks at you and is in awe of you. You are beautiful, and don't ever let yourself feel anything less. Okay, I'm not going to make any comments on that because I will cry, so no comments. I have 2 more that I'm going to just share. So one is, so I was thinking to myself, like, what if I get my goals, right? What if I achieve what I want and I get to where I want to be? My family will be disappointed, right? If I quit my job and decide that I want to be a dancer for a living and I change my whole life, my family is going to be disappointed. So I wrote down, my family will just be disappointed. And immediately I went, who cares what anyone thinks? And underline the word anyone. This includes parents. You are a grown woman making choices to be happy. They won't complain when you're making millions and buying them mansions. You got tattoos, right? Same concept. People are not who you are trying to please. It is yourself. If you are happy, that's all that matters. And that I stand firmly behind. So the tattoo comment is actually a year or so back, I got a bunch of tattoos, and in my religion, tattoos are not allowed. But I did it anyways, knowing that my parents are going to be disappointed because my belief is that I am my own person. If I think that this is how I want to express myself, this is how I'm going to express myself, regardless of what anybody thinks. So that's why I think my brain said, well, you got tattoos, so why can't you do whatever else you want to do? And then the last one I'm going to share is, what if people don't like me? To that I said, what if they do? What if they love you? Don't be scared to be criticized. Once again, people will always look to complain, but you are doing this for you, and you are catering to people who will love you, not people who will hate you. Don't be embarrassed and embrace your gift and be happy. Dance in public, post your videos, because who the fuck cares what anyone thinks? Okay, you are all that matters. That's what I wrote down. I had a couple other ones, but those I think are the most important. Those are the most important revelations I came to this week. And actually, I listened to my own advice and I went and recorded a video cover in public and I ended up posting it. Granted, I did record it at night, so there wasn't a lot of people there, but still, small steps. Let's see, what else? I also, one of the other prompts that was also very important was to list out your enemies. And when she says enemies, she's not talking about, people who are out to get you, people who are out to kill you, but people who are in the way of you achieving your creative dream. So you're basically supposed to list them out and you're supposed to counter them. Same thing as the other one. And I won't tell you who I listed out, but one of the people that I listed out was me, myself, and I. I feel that I can get in my own way and my own dream. So I think there is no one that is a bigger hater of me than me. And I'm working very, very hard to change that. And I'm working very hard on it to make sure that that's not a forever thing, because it should be the other way around. There should be nobody in this world that loves me more than me. So I'm working on it, but I think for now, that's probably the most important takeaways I got from week 1. So I will be back next week and we will talk about what I learned in week 2. Thank you.